What can we expect from The Bad Batch Season 2? Maybe you didn't even watch the first season, and if that's the case, I definitely encourage you go back and watch it, because it provided a lot of information about specifically how the Empire established itself. What changes did they make directly after Order 66? It's a time period that we don't really know all that much about, in the same way that Andor provided a lot of information of what led up to the Rebel Alliance. So I think The Bad Batch is very important, much more consequential than most people are giving it credit for. We're going to talk about all that tonight, what we can expect from the second season of The Bad Batch. I'm sure there's probably going to be some filler episodes, and Omega might not be your favorite character, as a lot of people seem to really not like her, and they think she's annoying, but maybe she has some grand part to play, and similar to Ahsoka, her character is going to grow on us on time. Also, thank you so much for 2,500 subscribers. I really appreciate it. If you are one of the people that has recently subscribed to make that possible, thank you so much, and welcome to Coffee on Korriban. Well, like I said in the intro, just thank you everyone so much for 2,500 subscribers. I don't know why I said 2,500 subscribers. That is crazy. And to think that only, a month and a half ago, I was at 800. It's just really amazing. And I said this last live stream, the thing that blows my mind the most is the quality of the discussions in the comments, that you guys are getting with each other in the comments and having these deep discussions. And they're not just simple comments like cool video or I agree. You guys are actually putting effort into the comments that you're putting on the videos. And that is the kind of community that I've always wanted. The people that are more high-minded, that love digging into the details, not just with the lore, but why we feel certain ways about Star Wars. So we're going to do some giveaways tonight. We have 2 coffee mugs and a special grand prize at the end. Nothing as fancy as the 1,000 subscriber giveaway with the painting, which speaking of, Israel Garcia, good to see you. I'm going to give some sips out in just a minute, but it'll be a cool prize, and hopefully you guys will win that, and hopefully Nightbot will be working tonight for the giveaways. Let's get to the comment of the week real quick before I give out some sips. And my favorite comment of the week is from Phoenix Prime, who says, Marva the Brick is now one of my favorite characters. And I completely agree. I want the Lego minifigure of Marva's Brick. I just think that would be so cool. Well, let's give out some sips to the people in chat. We've got Charlie, and I'll try to make these sips not as loud for you guys, because I know some of you guys don't like that. Here's a sip for you. Ozzy Star Wars Nerd, here's a sip for you. Don, here's a sip for you. Darth Maximus, here's a sip for you. Nek Badesh, here's a sip for you. KGG, here's a sip for you. Israel Garcia, here's a sip for you. Quick Lightning Poker, here's a sip for you. Vanishing Golem, here's a sip for you. Thank you. Alan Copeland, here's a sip for you. And we are caught up. So my question, and Anthony YouTube fan, here's a sip for you. All right. And Isaac, here's a sip for you. All right, that's the cutoff for the sips. So my question to you guys, scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for The Bad Batch Season 2? We've got a poll to talk about a little bit later for the wider range of fans in my little community that not all of them were super enthusiastic about this show, but better than I expected. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But let's first look at these numbers. And as I bring those numbers onto the screen, I will also bring in my guest.
Oh, it is so good. That's not where it's really good.
Hello. Mr. FatherTime. Hello there.
Hello. That's funny that the brick comment, I did see that during the week. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it was really funny.
And then I started going on a search of the internet to find a Marva brick. Somebody's got to have built one. And then I found a lot of 3D printer Marva bricks. I'm like, that's not as good. That's not as good.
Yeah, I agree. You could 3D print it, but it seems like something that would be I don't know, maybe carved out of wood and then painted would be better.
Maybe an actual brick with an
Maybe
impression
an
in it.
actual brick. Like, I'm sure someone could make a cast and then
Yeah.
put the mud
Fire
in
it.
it and let it dry
Yeah.
and torch
That'd be
it. And
cool.
I'm sure a Marva brick would be.
I was looking everywhere, like Etsy and all the custom places, but
Mhm.
no Marva bricks.
No Marva bricks. And, funny enough, I have something in my eye right now. Probably an eyelash. So I'm going to play the intro again just in case anyone missed it. I'm going to play the intro again and we'll be right back. Sorry about that. What can we expect from The Bad Batch Season 2? Maybe you didn't even watch the first season, and if that's the case, I definitely encourage you go back and watch it, because it provided a lot of information about specifically how the Empire established itself. What changes did they make directly after Order 66? It's a time period that we don't really know all that much about, in the same way that Andor provided a lot of information of what led up to the Rebel Alliance. So I think The Bad Batch is very important, much more consequential than most people are giving it credit for. We're going to talk about all that tonight, what we can expect from the second season of The Bad Batch. I'm sure there's probably going to be some filler episodes, and Omega might not be your favorite character, as a lot of people seem to really not like her, and they think she's annoying, but maybe she has some grand part to play, and similar to Ahsoka, her character is going to grow on us on time. Also, thank you so much for 2,500 subscribers. I really appreciate it. If you are one of the people that has recently subscribed to make that possible, thank you so much, and welcome to Coffee on Korriban.
We're back.
We are back, and the eyelash is gone.
Dark side eyelash.
Yes, definitely. All right, so let's
Funny.
see what people said as far as how expectant are they of Bad Batch Season 2. You put a 7. That's higher than I expected from you.
You want me to explain
says-
it, or we'll get into that later?
Yeah, go ahead and explain that.
Okay, so my 7 is this. I had very low expectations on Season 1, Bad Batch. It turned out better than I thought, aside from the finale.
Aside from the finale.
Yeah, but it did turn out better than I thought. I like the storyline. And so for this one, based on the trailers, it looks more grown up, but still cartoon. So I have higher hopes, but I'll just wait to see what I get. I'm not out of control with it.
And so I'm gonna say 8.5. The same reasons. It seems like more mature. The first season was kind of more explorative, and sure, we got some really cool information, but it was very episodic. Crash the ship, fix the thing, leave the planet is the entirety of a single episode. Filler. And I do expect some of that in the second season, but I think now they've got the audiences they want interested in this, and especially bringing in some of the clones that we've been familiar with from the Clone Wars. I think they're going to really dial up that seriousness level. And
it felt like it
importance.
in the trailers.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a trailer feel however you want, different than the actual product, but it felt like the dialogue was a little bit elevated.
Right. So let's see. K says 3, not that interested. 10, 9, 9, 8. Marva got to fight the Empire post-mortem. Yeah. It was really cool. 8. I don't have a number, to be honest. I'm not likely to catch up on animated Star Wars at all. Fair enough. 9 out of 10 for pizza. I don't get it. If someone fill me in. Aiden, hello there. Good to see you in the chat. I'd go with just a normal brick. It's the idea, not the shape. Eyelash fail. Oh, that was you.
That was me.
That was you. Too many. All right, Maximus, have a good night. Good to see you. There's a fundamental lack of logic in animation that I have trouble moving past. A few comments on one of my polls were saying along those lines of the uncanny valley, and it was hard for people to get past it. And I can definitely see that. I'm in it, again, for the world building and make me feel like it's a real place and give me the details about the history of the goings-on of certain situations. And the Clone Wars and Rebels and the Bad Batch Season 1 did that really well. And so to me, the medium isn't all that important, whether it's live action or a movie or a series. It doesn't matter all that much to me because I'm in it for what goes on in the world, not just a good story.
And then I also
If
had
you
to
get what I
play.
mean.
I also had to play catch up because I didn't see all the other series before this that played into it.
Right.
So jumping in the Bad Batch, I had to do a lot of catching up real quick, and I wasn't invested in the characters and who they were and where they came from before the last season started.
Sure.
So
And that's totally understandable. And I think the Bad Batch was pretty good because they didn't make it so you had to have watched the Clone Wars.
yeah,
I have not
sure.
seen all of the Clone Wars, and I probably should. I have been meaning to go back and watch through all of it, but I didn't feel left out in the Bad Batch, even though I haven't seen all of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, nor did I, and I haven't seen any of the Clone Wars Rebels or
Right.
anything. So I started
Right.
Rebels, I think, and didn't get too far.
Bummer. Well, so to continue this discussion, what do we remember about Bad Batch season 1? Because I think it was last year, but it feels like so much longer than just a year ago. So what do we remember of Bad Batch season 1? Are you?
You want me? Oh, I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to the audience. No, I can.
You're the only one here.
Oh, I thought you were going off comments. What do we remember?
No, we can't.
When you said we, I didn't. Okay, yeah. What do we remember? So, it was fun. It did feel episodic, where you're going. You could jump in on an episode and see what was coming on, and then fall out, and it was okay. But it does feel a long time ago.
It sure does.
And I didn't rewatch it, so I was a one-shot pony on that thing. I'm trying to get caught up. Boy, it's been a while. Yeah. I did like the characters. I don't know. That's all I got. That's why my expectations are kind of low here. It didn't sit with me. You ask me a year from now what happened in Andor, I'm all over it.
Right. We're going to remember that because it was so much more impactful.
Yeah, exactly.
And also an animated show isn't really going to be as meaningful as a live action show.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just a given. But yeah,
it was a fun
remember
ride.
that I liked it.
I was not disappointed in it. I was okay with what they gave me.
I remember there was about a 6-episode stretch right in the middle that I don't remember anything about.
Mm-hmm.
I
liked the one. I think my favorite episode was when they were in the engine of the big ship, and they got blasted.
That's the one that Crosshair got blasted into the face.
Yeah.
Directly playing into Order 66 and what it meant for everyone else. Yeah, and that was a really important aspect of the first season, is what happened directly after Order 66, because that's a time period we knew nothing about. We knew the Jedi got wiped out. We knew the Empire took over, but we didn't know the details of that. And we did get a lot of details. Israel says, it felt to me like Bad Batch season 1 was about what soldiers do when the war is over. Seeing them not knowing how to exist without conflict was interesting. Also, Tech and Echo are the best. I agree. I definitely agree. So let me put this to the chat. What do you guys think? And this doesn't have to be 1 through 10. Just a quick little response. How do you guys feel about Omega as a character? We all know the people on Echo Base Network, and specifically Nick, how he feels about Omega. A lot of people hate her character. They say she's super annoying, but I want to know what you guys think about Omega's character. Vanishing Golem says, would prefer live action Star Wars, but the Bad Batch got me watching Clone Wars on season 3 now, and we'll be continuing with the rest. Cool. Awesome.
I think she can be annoying, but I think, like you said in your latest video, she may play a more important role than we imagine yet.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully that could be revealed if that's the case. Yeah, and there you go, Nick, the mysterious aspect. I mean, she was pretty smart, and she knew a lot.
Right.
And so, like, where did she come from, and who really is she? I think
she is important. She's very important, specifically with how Nala Se was wanting to hide her away and get her back, using Cad Bane, the bounty hunter, to get her back. So we know she's important in some aspect. And in the pre-finale episode, it was hinted that, or maybe it was the finale. I don't know, one of the last 2 episodes, it was revealed that she's older than all the rest of the Bad Batch, and she essentially was there when they were created.
Correct.
So
And I think
she does have a part to play.
I think in your video you also said, "Are there more like them that went haywire or removed their chip?
Mm-hmm.
Are they the only ones? Don't know."
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah,
meet up with
and
everybody.
that's really interesting that hopefully we'll get into in this second season, and that was teased in the trailers of, more and more clones are starting to doubt the orders. And so
Mhm.
we're going to hopefully get into maybe a clone revolt. We'll talk about that a little bit later tonight. But I want to do a test real quick to see if my Nightbot is working for the giveaway. So just a fair warning to everyone, if it pops up a name on screen and says you're a winner, you're not a winner just yet. I'm testing Nightbot. I've never done it before. So I'm going to say roll it. Okay. So I think that worked. I think it came through on everyone else's end too.
I don't think it did.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
I see it. It
You
says
see
Israel Garcia won the giveaway. Sorry, dude, you didn't win. That was a test, but now I know Nightbot's working. I'm happy about that because it wasn't
I
working
didn't see
last
it.
time.
Where am I
So
looking?
now we can do some giveaways in the chat.
Oh, I'm looking on the screen. Okay,
No. I can pull it up.
Gotcha.
There it is.
Yep,
Israel
there we
Garcia has won the giveaway. Okay, sweet. So it worked. So Israel, sorry, dude, that you didn't win anything yet, but that's good that it worked. So let me refer to my show notes and let's bring up the poll that I had about Omega that the community said. So the question was, how do you feel about Omega? 49%, about half the people said cool, which is kind of like, yeah, no problem with her. She's interesting.
That's right.
17% said Omega. 22% said so annoying, and then 13% said awesome. So very few people love her character, and about double of that number find her super annoying. And then about half people are kind of like, oh, she's a cool character. Probably the same camp that I'm in. She has room to grow. We'll see where it goes.
I think those
But
are pretty
no real
good numbers.
problems. That's about what I
Pretty good
expected.
spread. Yeah.
That's about what I expected. I didn't expect the awesome category to be very high. Again, because she's not super important just yet. There's a lot of mystery around her character, but she could become super important. And something that the people were really putting into all those comments on that poll was they're going to give her the Ahsoka treatment. Annoying in the beginning. A lot of people didn't care for her character, but she grew on people over time with her own character story, her own development as a character, to where now Ahsoka is a fan favorite character up there with, some of the A tier
Big time. Yeah.
characters.
Big time.
So I definitely expect that awesome number to grow, but the so annoying people, I think they're stuck in their ways. I don't expect that number to change. It will be nice to see at the end of this second season how those numbers have changed. It'd be cool to revisit that poll.
Oh yeah.
Once we're all said and done with the second season. I think that'd be really interesting to take a look at. Let's catch up on some chat here. I don't need to win anything ever again. I already hit the jackpot. Yeah, everyone that didn't notice, he got the Captain Rex painting that I did for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And you would think for 2,500 subscribers, I would have something even grander than that. But the channel's been growing so fast that I didn't really have a chance to do anything fancy.
No painting.
Yeah. Not anything like that. Especially not with shipping prices. To be fair, Ahsoka was pretty annoying in the infancy of her character. This is another Dave character that probably has a grand plan. I completely agree. I think with Dave Filoni, with his characters, the ones that he has created that are like his pets, his children, so to speak, I think he does have a grand plan for them. He's not just going to make a character that we're supposed to like annoying and not do anything with it and not have a plan for that. So definitely expect her character to have a story to be told. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And we're going to get into an article later that talks about Dave Filoni and if he should be the main head of Lucasfilm. It's a very interesting take in that article, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So where does the Bad Batch place in all of Star Wars? That's the next question to the chat and to you. As far as like importance, is this show even important at all? Should people care about watching this show, or is it just kind of a if you're feeling up for it, check it out.
That's how I feel. If you're up for it, check it out. I don't think it's going to, in my mind, change too much. Like Andor, we see the rebel starting. Okay, so and then we've got the whole Skywalker family. That's a nice little side thing. We have a lot of different things, and I think Haywire clones is just okay. I don't think it's that important. It's a fun side story, but I don't think it's got major importance in the.
Well, it's the thing coming out now, so obviously people are going to check it out.
Yeah.
So it could be super important. Like Clone Wars, people view that as much more important than it was originally with the Clone Wars TV show. A lot of people view that in the same regard that they view the original trilogy, which is reflected in the poll that I'll bring up in just a second. Kay says Filoni has tunnel vision. I agree, which is not something that I wanted to agree with. And that the article I talk about later, that I'm going to talk about later, dives into that a little bit. Anthony says it's worth noting the plot device character of having a female clone offshoot of Jango Boba Fett was something George Lucas suggested while penning the Clone Wars. Very interesting. I didn't know that. It is kind of a filler show. Yeah, absolutely. Umeka. Umika. I know Sus T does not like her accent at all. A lot of people have an issue with her accent, but it's the same one as Boba Fett, Jango. I don't know why. Well, let me bring up the poll talking about kind of what people are into in Star Wars. That's not the one. That's the one. It was just kind of a generic.
Donna said what I was trying to say, by the way. Donna in the chat.
Pull that up. It is great for entertainment in Star Wars, not important for depth. Yeah, I can see that. I don't agree with that specifically, but I definitely understand how that would be the majority take. Sure. So which is your favorite Star Wars? Kind of a generic poll. Only 35% said the originals.
It's the old people, because that's where I was.
Really shocked me. Yeah.
That's right.
The thing that really, really shocked me was only 18% said the prequels. I would have thought that would be just as high as the originals. But also shows got 42%. So you got your Clone Wars, Rebels, Kenobi, Mandalorian. And I guess that makes sense why that number is so large, that 42%, because that does include Andor and the Mandalorian, which are a lot of people's favorite Star Wars. So just those two plus Clone Wars, I guess that makes sense why it's 42%. But still, that's quite higher than the originals and the prequels, which was a little shocking.
Prequels is a lot lower than I thought it would be, but I'm not surprised the shows took the top spot.
Yeah. Just because there's so many shows. Now, I bet if you pitted just the Mandalorian just the Mandalorian against the originals, then I'm sure the originals would wipe it out. Same thing with Andor and the originals, sure. I'm sure. But yeah, the prequels being so low did surprise me. I'm an old guy as well. Pick the originals. Thought prequels would have been a lot higher. Yeah.
There you go. That's where I am. I'm in the
not surprised with the results because your following blew up during Andor self-selection effect. Yeah, that's very possible. And that just the people that are responding to these polls on the regular joined my community.
That's kind of a lot.
That's a lot more than a subscribe to my channel. That's for sure. Yeah. That's a lot more than I have of regular viewers per video. So it is a larger community than I have direct access to. So that's pretty interesting.
But what's hot right now? It's not the originals. What's hot right now? It's not the prequels. What's hot right now? It's the shows. So I could see why people are jumping on and clicking that. It's fresh in their mind.
Yeah, you are correct. Where am I? I need to learn like shortcuts on the keyboard to bring these things up and down and switch tabs. Mouse is not the way to go. All right, let's do a giveaway. You guys ready for a giveaway? Everyone in chat, you guys ready for a giveaway? What we are giving away first is this mustache mug.
I got mine.
Oh, you have one?
I have one.
Sweet. Well, this is a new design. It is the channel logo on top. There you go. It is the channel logo on top of black on top of a mug. So you got a picture of a mug on a mug. But that's what we're doing for the giveaway.
Mug
So
on mug.
let's do what word should we do for the giveaway? We'll see if I can do a word about mug, all caps. Try that. And let me see. Let's see if I can make this work. All right, I think I'm getting it to work. All right, I think I got some people in there. All the mugs. It's good to see all you guys in here. It's really nice to see familiar faces. And obviously, the goal of the channel is to grow it and get more viewers and ultimately make money off of this because it's a passion and I do it because it's fun. But if I can make some side money, that's kind of cool. But I think the size of the community right now, which we got, 20 people in here, it's a really nice size because I can still interact with the comments without them just flying by. So it is nice to have this size. All right. Well, if you guys are ready, we are all a bunch of mugs. All right. Well, if you guys are ready, I'm going to try to see if this Nightbot thing is going to work. All righty. We're going to roll it and see what Nightbot says. Waiting.
Isaac has won the giveaway.
Isaac Kua has won the giveaway, not Isaac Garcia or Israel Garcia, because I think he's ineligible to win for this night. All right, Isaac, congratulations on winning the mug. Let me bring up the picture again. Give me your details in the Discord server, and I will get that
mug
sent out to you. Yeah, the mug on mug, mustache on mug on mug. What? Then I have no idea what Nightbot's doing because it said you were in there. Yep, there you are. You're in there. Well, congratulations. I don't have a Marva brick. All right, well, congrats, dude. Send me your stuff in, early Christmas present. Send me your stuff in Discord, and I'll get that sent to you.
Isaac got
roll it again.
Must be present to win.
All right. Well, let's get into.
Just lecture is rigged.
Yeah, if I can get my thoughts together, let's get into. Where is it? I don't know where my stingers are. The way the news goes.
The Republic will be reorganized into the first galactic empire.
So I saw this article the other day. It's kind of how all these start. Let me scroll back up. And you guys know, a lot of you probably know I live in Tennessee. So my home theme park, unlike Disneyland where I grew up, is Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Fantastic park. We're there probably once a week. We go there all the time.
Pigeon Forge is not such a hick city name.
It is. It really is. There's a lot of that around here. But we love that park. We go there probably once a week, and it's really nice to see their different, they had the spring flower festival, the summer celebration, the winter festival, and now they're doing their winter festival. And really cool to see the lights and the trees and the fake snow and stuff. My daughters love it. But I saw this article pop up that made me think, what is going on here? And it had a twist at the end that I was a little confused about. So the article is by Kenny the Pirate. Effective immediately, America's favorite theme park cancels fireworks. In case you missed it, a Disney park was not named America's favorite theme park this year. That title instead went to Dollywood in Tennessee, which is cool because I think Disney usually gets that title of America's favorite theme park. But Dollywood got it last year, and with the release of their new roller coaster coming up next year. I expect that title to hold next year as well. But the article continues. Unfortunately, for the remainder of the year, one special event will be missing from Dollywood when guests make their way to the park. Today, Dollywood took to social media to announce that the Merry and Bright fireworks show will be discontinued for the remainder of the year. The park, the fire department, and the Tennessee Department of Forestry will be working together to improve launch conditions. Hopefully, guests can enjoy fireworks safely in 2023. Better luck next year. So, you saw the fireworks.
So they'll be back in
drone
2
show.
weeks. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Next year
yeah,
starts
yeah.
really quick.
So
we
you
went
saw-
last year. It was great.
Yeah,
It
you saw
was
the
great.
drone show was actually
The
really,
drone show
really
was
impressive.
amazing. Yeah.
But the fireworks show, I don't think they even did it a single time this year. It was always, every day we were there when they were supposed to do the fireworks on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They did an announcement every 30 minutes over the loudspeakers in the entire park. Due to unforeseen weather conditions, the Tennessee Fire Department has recognized that we have too dry of conditions and whatever, we're not doing our fireworks for tonight. So we never saw the fireworks at all, and I don't even know if they went off at all this entire year. But the article continues. But don't worry. If you are planning a visit to the Great Smoky Mountains to enjoy Dollywood this holiday season, there's still plenty for you to see and do. For example, the Smoky Mountain Christmas, Dollywood's holiday festival, is in full swing. Wait a minute. How can it be in full swing if arguably the main attraction is not working?
It's in mostly swing.
It's in mostly full swing. It's in 3/4 swing. And so that part really confused me. And I wonder who, again, this is by Kenny the Pirate. I don't think they know what full swing means. I'm a little hesitant to believe them that it's
The
still
only thing
in
I
full
can
swing.
think of is that to them means you're right in the middle of that season of time.
It's in partial swing. We can agree on that. And that's just the way the news goes.
The Republic will be reorganized into the first galactic empire.
Pigeon
That's it.
Forge. There you go.
Pigeon Forge. Yeah, mostly full swing. Yeah, swing and a miss like a baseball.
Full swing and a miss.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's talk about what the Bad Batch season 1 gave us as far as the important things. And I know we already kind of talked about it. It's not really that important in the grand scheme of Star Wars. It's not anything. Andor is definitely more important than the Bad Batch. But let's talk about some of the stuff that it gave us. And I'll pose this question to the chat. What is something that the Bad Batch season 1 gave us that you felt was important to the overall story of Star Wars and the galactic doings and the galactic civil war that is to ensue? I'll go first. It gave us the insight into what happened between the Republic now being named the Empire and actually, enforcing itself onto the people. I thought that was really important. I've heard Dollywood is great, but I've never taken the time to check it out. A little embarrassing since we live in Nashville. Yeah, hit me up and we'll meet it at Dollywood. It's great. It's excellent.
Great.
The rides are really good. The shows, if you're into that, are good.
I didn't know what to expect before I went. I thought it was going to be a bunch of fiddle playing shows, and that was it.
I did as well because
it's a real theme park with real rides.
Yeah. Oh, the
and
rides
really
are great.
cool scenery. It's built in the mountains. It's awesome.
Yeah,
really nice.
It is a really nice park. The setting is fantastic. So if you get an opportunity, definitely check it out.
Nothing like what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's not just a bunch of country music singers and hand woven handicrafts.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's worth cloning. Secrets only the Sith knew. Yeah, Camino and Mount Tantus. The destruction of Camino. Can we just take a second? The destruction of Camino in the second to the last episode.
I don't know if that was destruction. Was
brutal.
It?
I mean,
is it gone?
Topeka City is pretty much done.
Yeah.
It fell into the ocean.
And they were about to die. I know. But
Yeah, Rod. It built off of the Clone Wars and demonstrated that the clones are people just like everyone else. They just happen to look the same as everyone else. Yeah, the destruction was so brutal. I think it's gone. Yeah, I would agree.
I gotta rewatch the last 3 episodes of that.
Palpatine tearing down the Republic for the Empire is somehow very patriotic. Yeah, just the whole changeover was very interesting because obviously in Revenge of the Sith we see, the Republic, just like in the Stinger, the way the news goes, the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire. But how do we get from there to what we see in A New Hope or in Andor, where the Empire is actually controlling everything? What happened to those CIS planets that were against the Republic during the Clone Wars? How did they get, enveloped and taken over by the Empire? Yeah, patriotic from a certain point of view. Yeah, Tapaka City is toast. Can they rebuild it? Is it worth it? What kind of secrets that only the Sith knew are still laying down there beneath the waves? Look at the transformation of the Republic into the Empire and how the people reacted to the change. Yes, that's my point that I'm getting at. Essentially, is there's a lot that we didn't know about the details of transitioning from, okay, now we're the Empire, to, okay, now we are the Empire and taking over everything. And so we got the chain codes and the ship registry, the currency change, and then the first gen stormtroopers, which we also got in the Bad Batch season 2 trailers, and just showing that transition from clones being the people in the services to now we're using enlisted recruits, and how do they do that transition? And so I think all of that is really important to me, at least. I get it that it's not, everyone else. It's not on their radar of things that really matter to them.
I think it's important to me as well. I mean, how are you going to recruit people to join the Empire without lying to their face and saying, hey, come join the cause? Mm-hmm. I think that's important.
Yeah. There's just such a huge change.
I mean, even in Andor, the people that are already in charge, why are they doing that?
Mm-hmm.
What call did they heed that they needed to be in charge of this?
And also, how did they get to be so brutal? Because obviously they're no nonsense brutal in Andor. And how do the people have that kind of an atmosphere where they're okay with doing that? Like the average officer.
Yeah, they're just okay, like, we've kidnapped him, just kill him and plant the device and move on. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. How do we go from, because all the people that are, let's say 30 and up, were serving under the Republic during the war, probably, most likely. And so serving the Republic to now serving this completely tyrannical government, I want to see that transition of the atmosphere of, just how people approach conflict and control. I think that's a really interesting situation. I'll probably make a lot of videos talking about that specifically. But I think it's time for our next giveaway.
And by the way, that name that went by earlier, Rod, I think it was Rod. I don't remember that name. So Rod, if you're new.
Well, yeah, that's right. Where is Rod?
If you're new, welcome.
Yeah, Rod Priester. Here's a sip for you. I haven't seen you before. Hope you enjoy your time here. Yeah, Palpatine offered security, and all citizens had to do with was give up liberty. Yeah, people
and I think mentioned before in probably many different ways across many different series, it was a slow grasp of their throat.
Yeah,
and so they didn't know they were giving it up until it's too late, and then they're like, whatever, we're still good.
Exactly. And there's a lot of parallels to that in real life, which I'm not going to get too into detail because this isn't a political channel. We have a politics channel in Discord if you want to talk that. But that was one of the pivotal lines from Luthen when he was talking to Mon Mothma in I don't know, episode 5 or something, saying the Empire is choking us so slowly we've started not to notice. And I made a video on, in that situation, the people that were alive under the Republic are starting to get older. They're not able to do it as much. to make a change or to stand up, and eventually they're going to die off. And the people of the new generation, they're not going to know anything different. In Nemec's Manifesto, Chapter 1, the video I did, he said the same thing of, the fear is not that we are being oppressed. It's that the next generation will know nothing else. If they've been born into the storm and all they know is the storm, why would they have any reason to fight against it? And so that's exactly what you're saying is the empire is just slowly choking and becoming more and more oppressive. And I'm sure
And then
you
it
could
feels
look back in
normal.
history and see
You're
all
like,
of that.
this is how it is.
Exactly. Yeah, we've never known
Okay,
anything
Saudi,
different.
I don't know the name, but welcome if you're new. If you're not, there you go.
Here's a
Good
sip for
point.
you.
Same thing that they're saying there.
They've had 15 years after Order 66 to be weaned into becoming the empire, much like what happened during 30s Germany. Yeah, and plenty of regimes before that, all throughout history, where governments just became more and more corrupt and drunk on their own power, where the citizens that know anything different die off, and the ones that are, born in its place, they don't have a reason to fight. Why would they? They don't know anything different.
Mhm.
What
am I fighting? Why would I
Luthen's
fight?
line is a part of Star Wars DNA. Yeah, I love how well integrated his role was for being a brand new character. It feels like we've known him for a lot longer than just one season of a TV show. After the long and depressing Clone Wars, people were so ready to trade comfort for a living. That is an excellent point. I cannot agree with you more. Because the Clone Wars were, 3 years? And it affected all the planets. Either your planet was being occupied by one of the two sides, or it was being drained of resources, or you tried to stay away from it and you were getting offers from both sides, join our cause, sign our petition, whatever. And so when an end came along and the Empire was the governing body and said, look, I'm going to give all of you guys peace. Don't worry. The war is over. Here's the calm. Here's your breadcrumbs. Here you go. And all the people, oh, yeah, sure. And then the squeezing of the throats comes in. And then before you know it, we get to where we are in A New Hope. Rome, exactly. Yeah. I don't like doing World War II comparisons because it seems like there's a lot more history that could be said than just that. So, yeah. And then, Justin, excellent point. I agree with you 100% in that. Let's do another giveaway if you guys are ready for that. We're going to do another mug. Bring up the picture again. Here's the mug.
I got to go grab my mug. That's what I got to do.
All right. Well, everyone, if you're in here, if you want, delicately tap the like button if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. You don't have to. Or you could tap dislike. It doesn't really mean all that much. So, what should the word be this time? Let's do empire. Can we do empire? All right. All right, we're doing empire. Let me put that in the chat so you guys can see. Empire, all caps. Empire, all caps. I think it's working off the keyword. But we'll give that a minute. All you guys type empire, all caps. Yeah. Yeah, real world is a rabbit hole we don't get too close to. Yeah. It's so nice to have all you guys here. I didn't think that I would get this many people involved in the stuff that I make when I started this channel. Because I started it just as like, hey, I know some Star Wars stuff. I think it'd be cool to make videos. I've made some in the past. And let me just, edit some videos on my phone and upload it. And I still edit videos on my phone and upload it. But, I don't know. It's really crazy. It all gives Luthen's speech about his sacrifice so much weight, knowing that he's dedicated the rest of his life to the rebellion. Yeah.
That's why his speech meant more to me than Kino.
Mm-hmm. Kino's was more emotional in the moment, but the more impactful, the one that stuck with you the longest was definitely Luthen's speech.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that. All right. Hopefully we've got all the votes in here. Empire all caps. All right, we're going to roll it.
Roll it.
We are going to roll it. All right, here we go. Oh, I know who won. It's a new face.
Nice. Nice.
Congratulations. You've won the giveaway. And I don't even know if it's working off the keyword. It says it is, but I don't know. So, Saudi, if you are not in Discord, join the Discord. The link is going to be in the description of this stream. You can join the Discord and then hit me up in there, send me a private message with the details and stuff, and I will send you out that mug if you want it. And if you don't want it, then I'll send it to myself, I guess, or someone else. But congratulations on that, and I hope I hope all your beverages taste so much better out of that drinking vessel. All right. What's next? News from the stars. We're going to talk about the news from the stars. This is an article that I read only a couple hours ago, and it was very interesting. And it had a totally different take on Dave Filoni being the head over everything. So we're going to get into that right now. If I can find my stinger. This is the news from the stars.
From the farthest corners of the galaxy and every channel in the HoloNet, we bring you news from the stars.
I've been informed that she did not enter. I don't know how Nightball is working right now. Saudi, if you are still here, because it must be present to win, let me know. If not, we're going to roll it again. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Congratulations. Join Discord. Again, everyone, I'm sorry. I don't know if the keywords are working. I don't know these things. I'm brand new to this, okay? I just hit 1,000 subs like a month ago. I don't know what I'm doing.
Nightbot is your friend.
All right. So again, join Discord, send me a message with your address and stuff, and I'll get that sent out soon. So you get the mug. Congratulations on that. So this article, again, I read a couple hours ago, and it was very interesting. And it is written by Amy Swanberg for the website Twin Cities Geek. It was titled "Andor Made Me Rethink What Dave Filoni's Role at Lucasfilm Should Be." It's a very intriguing title because then I thought, are they for or against? Did they like Andor? Did they not? I was very intrigued just based off of that. So getting into the article, it's a little bit longer, but it says Andor is absurdly good. Okay, that's good. We're off to a good start. The writing and direction are impeccable. Every conversation is elevated into gripping expositions of character motivations. No scene is wasted. The Empire is exactly what it should be. Scary, ruthless, and run by competent people who are true believers and good at their jobs. That's another thing that I didn't realize until I read this article. The Empire was competent. They weren't buffoons. They weren't stormtroopers and shooting with the walls and everything but the people they're shooting at and hitting their heads on the doorways. They were actually menacing. It seemed like an actual legitimate force to be reckoned with. And I really did appreciate that. Most of the online discourse I've seen echoes my sentiments. There's so much excitement. I don't think anyone believed we'd get a Star Wars show with this tone. I've also seen a lot of complaining. Not much at Andor itself, but how it compares to the other Star Wars media, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I've seen people ask, why did Andor get a bigger budget? Why does it look better? Why is the writing better? Doesn't Disney care about Obi-Wan and Darth Vader? And everyone let me know in chat if you guys feel the same way and if you'd noticed the same kind of criticism. The people that were complaining that Andor was slow and boring, I stopped hearing that about halfway through the season because they weren't watching it anyway by that point. They kind of fell off. But then the criticism turned against those other shows. Why couldn't we have gotten that for Obi-Wan Kenobi? Why couldn't they have treated Boba Fett with this much respect? So that's kind of where the criticism definitely feels like it is now, that Andor has caused people to think that way in retrospect about the other shows. And I completely agree. I feel the exact same way. And we continue. At first, I was nettled by these questions. Don't people understand how writing and the show development work? It has nothing to do with how much a company cares about a project. But then I understood. What fans are really asking is why has Lucasfilm's output been so inconsistent since the Disney takeover? And that really is the question. Why are all these shows so much weirder and different? And it goes on, I didn't want to include it, but it goes on to talk about the sequels and how you had 3 different movies essentially smashed together to hopefully have somewhat of a cohesive storyline. They're all overriding each other, and it's just a big inconsistent mess. In that sense, absolutely, you want consistency. A trilogy, like, it better have the same tone throughout. I mean, can you imagine if it was Peter Jackson that did the first Lord of the Rings movie, and then the second one was someone totally different, and the third one was someone totally different? It wouldn't be the masterpiece that it is. Speaking of which, I got to go back and watch those because they're so good.
Susty watched that last night.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It's really good.
Episode 1.
Using the chat. Yeah, see, I'm confused with the Nightbot because I do have it set on keyword, but it's ignoring the keyword, it seems like. So I don't know. Luthen Mon Mothma conversation goes to your point on complacency. Luthen knew he had to force the Empire to overreact. Yep. Exactly. You're exactly right. Great point. This continues here. If no single person is exercising final authority on story direction, what's the solution? The most obvious answer is to put someone in a story leadership role so they can give all of Lucasfilm's projects cohesion. A lot of Star Wars fans had the same thought that I did. Give Dave Filoni the same role Kevin Feige had over the stories at Marvel, because the Marvel movies are very cohesive, as in they're all working towards the same goal, which is why Endgame and I don't know, Infinity War, whatever the other ones were, worked so well. It was all leading up to that point because they all had the same general direction and the same general manager over all of that. So that's definitely true. Dave Filoni understands Star Wars. Of course he does. George Lucas personally invited him to come and work on the Clone Wars. Dave Filoni is George Lucas's unofficial successor and is a great writer. Dave Filoni also has respect for stories outside the official Star Wars canon. Yes, that's absolutely true. But now what we've seen in Andor is that other people that aren't necessarily hardcore or handpicked Star Wars fans can respect the story and the source material. Because Tony Gilroy reportedly is not a Star Wars fan. He's not really been involved with the knowledge of Star Wars lore for any great length of time. And yet we got the masterpiece that was Andor Season 1. So they continue. Maybe Dave Filoni should have had a bigger role in Obi-Wan. Maybe Lucasfilm should make it official and give him control over all the Star Wars projects. Or should they? When I watched Andor, something struck me. Dave Filoni's fingerprints weren't on the show. Anywhere. There were no callbacks to the Clone Wars. None of the humor I've come to associate with his writing. There was nothing that reminded me of him. Nothing. Zip. Andor stands independently, far from the Dave Filoni web network. Consistency is all well and good, but only to a point. When I go and see a Marvel film, I more or less know what I'm getting. The MCU is like Doritos. Sure, there's some variation in Doritos flavors, Cool Ranch versus nacho cheese. Maybe you like your MCU Taika Waititi flavor, or maybe you prefer your MCU Russo flavored. Still Doritos. Still Doritos. Oh, where? StreamYard. Andor is the same. The show is as good as it is because Dave Filoni wasn't there to influence its development. All storytellers have a specific style, and Dave Filoni's doesn't belong in something like Andor. As much as I love Dave Filoni, I no longer want him to have creative oversight on every Star Wars television movie project. I don't want anyone taking that role within Lucasfilm. I don't want Star Wars Doritos. That's absolutely a valid point. If everything has the same flavor or the same general mold, it will definitely get stale. I think Andor is such a breath of fresh air because it was totally different from the previous 2 series that we've got, which arguably were much lower in quality. I don't know. Do you want Star Wars Doritos?
I don't want Star Wars Doritos. It worked well with Marvel, and I think that was their strength, but I don't think that works with Star Wars.
No.
I mean, there's much more going on in Star Wars, I think, than one storyline. and they're all told from different perspectives, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that's the reason I've said this a couple times why I don't believe that the sequels worked is because they took the Star Wars name and the Marvel storytelling, which was very popular at the time, and they smushed them together. We had the Marvel humor and the all leading up to this thing and the grand fight at the end and stuff. And maybe that works better for a movie, but it didn't feel like Star Wars. It did feel like it had that same Dorito flavor, which wasn't all that great. Is this the one I'm looking for? No, it's not. Is this the one I'm looking for?
Somebody
Nope,
should have had more control in Boba Fett. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So I think this is the last one. I still believe there should be plans in place. Too much creative freedom leads to messy narratives like the sequel trilogy. I've come to understand that full narrative control isn't the answer either. There should be a happy medium somewhere. The Star Wars sandbox is vast, and I believe there's room for many types of stories inside it. I'd much rather have lots of different voices. I'd much rather have the gems and the inconsistency. So that's a very interesting take because a lot of people are claiming like, no, this is how it should be. And I want it every single time. And what this writer is pointing out is I'll take the inconsistency because it's different. It's different storytelling. And there's, like you were saying, different perspectives, different ways to tell these different stories that happen because the galaxy is so large. And that kind of opened my eyes up to thinking maybe Dave Filoni over everything isn't the right answer.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm going to agree with that. He's good at what he does, but it doesn't have to be Doritos.
Yeah, Marvel is more comic book versus Star Wars. That is a saga.
Yeah.
Tony Gilroy understands the importance of good storytelling, and compelling characters is paramount. Yep. I think Tony used the resources better than Deborah Chow. She is learning. Tony has more experience, and he earned their trust with Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One turned out great for what a mess it was, from what I understand when they made it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I still have to go back and watch it. It's strange that Andor got the larger budget and a much more polished and complete product. Yeah, and I think that was due to the fact that they didn't use the volume, so all the sets had to be practical. Obviously, that's what drove up the cost, a lot of it. But it is interesting why they were given a bigger budget. Because a lot of people wrote off Andor as a filler show. And little did they know that was going to be the main course.
Surprise.
So I thought that article was interesting. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that as well. But that is just the way not the way the news goes. That's news from the stars.
From the farthest corners of the galaxy and every channel in the holonet, we bring you news from the stars.
There it is. News from the start.
That's the right one. So
they should make a Ferrix land at Disneyland.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard to do. It almost looks like Ferrix already. Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ferrix is a cool place. I want to explore it. It's like a mix between the Braca shipyards and Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. I would love to learn more about that planet. So to kind of wrap this up before we do our final giveaway of the night, what are we expecting out of Bad Batch Season 2? There's definitely hints in the trailer of a clone revolt. And I think it was Rex that was giving the line, or someone else, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, was saying like the clones are starting to doubt the order. Like we've slaughtered all the Jedi. Anyone that goes against the Empire, we're murdering. Why are we doing this again? So do you think there's going to be some kind of a major uprising and all the clones are going to kind of wake up to what they're doing and then they're going to have to fully transition over to stormtroopers?
I think so.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm still waiting for the chats to come through, but yeah, I know. I think for the most part, from what I would understand, is most of the clones will do the same thing. Most of the clones will do the same thing. I think there's a few outliers that will ask questions, and that's it.
So you're thinking of like a small subset of the clones are going to think for themselves.
Yes.
Most of them are going to rely on the fact that they are clones and
They're doing what they were
not
programmed
think
to
by
do.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to willfully be NPCs.
Yes.
That's it. That's an interesting take. I think it would be really cool if we saw a clone revolt. But also,
It would.
I kind of like what you're
That's
saying.
the rebellion.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's really interesting.
clones do
I
what
also
clones
want to
do.
know. That's a good point. I also do want to see how the Empire tightens its grip. Like we were talking about earlier. How do all of these planets come into subjugation? You know, the ones that are more resistant, is specifically the CIS planets. How do they go from? We're fighting the. We've talked about this in preparation for Andor, where those CIS planets, and we didn't get that in Andor, but the CIS planets are viewing the Republic and now the Empire as the same thing, essentially saying, look, we knew it was going to turn into this. The Republic was overreaching and overbearing and corrupt, and we knew it was going to turn into this. And so do they continue their fight? How do they transition from that, the ones that come under subjugation under the Empire? I want to see that. All right,
Yeah. We got the chat here.
Eliminate them. They are a relic from the Republic. Of course they're revolt. Yeah. Yeah, they'll probably just get taken out because they are not useful at that point. Oh, hold up. Hold up, everybody. Hold up.
Surprise! Bantha.
In case anyone didn't know, this is not Dan A. Man. This is Dan the Man. Public service announcement. Just making sure you guys all know that. Thanks. Good to see you, JP. The more independent clones will rethink their current situation and realize that they need to get out. Yeah. Yep. I definitely think so.
I just think it'll be a smaller subset.
Here's a good take. Filoni needs to be a resource on the Force, a collaborator. The head of Lucasfilm needs to be a decathlete. Recruit directors, no scripts, create continuity. Kathleen Kennedy knows only one. Favreau, all three. I do think, and I've thought this for a while, Jon Favreau needs to be the head. Filoni needs to be the main consultant, kind of what you're talking about right here. Anyone that has question about canon, about knowledge, about how the mechanics of the universe operate, Filoni's your guy. I don't think he's the master storyteller that some people really think that he is. I think he's the creative genius, but I don't know if he's really the master storyteller that is the general perception of him. Yeah, Dan the Man. All right, I think we're ready to do our final giveaway. Unless, do you want to do your runners race?
Oh yeah,
giveaway
let's do the runner race
for the grand finale. All right,
Yeah.
pull up your runner race. And if you guys didn't see this for the 1,000 subscriber stream, what we're gonna do is Nightbot is going to pick. We're gonna do 4 different giveaways. So when you see your name, that does not automatically mean you've won. It just means that you are in the grand finale. We're gonna pick 4 of those winners, and then from those 4, we're going to have you guys compete in a race live on screen. Your characters are going to compete in a race, and the winner of that race will get the ultimate prize, the top prize.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Oh, give me the bad news.
Bad news is my internet is not functioning right now, so
That's
I can't
not
pull
good.
up the timer. The good news is that when that happens, all current and existing connections maintain themselves until it comes back up. So that's why I'm still able to talk and chat here. But I can't do any new Google searches or anything like that. So I can't pull up the timer, but you can.
Ooh, how do I do it? Where do I go? Tell me where to go.
Google
Okay.
classroom timers.
Is this for the running race?
Yep.
Okay. Classroom timers.
What's the...
Classroom timers, fun timers by
There you
online
go.
stopwatch. Okay.
There you go. And then find
Okay.
one you like, and then find the running one.
Race timers. Is it
I
race
can't
timers?
see. I don't remember exactly.
I got an ad. That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh, mine's back. Okay, my
Uh,
internet's back. I got it. You want me to
Oh,
get
you got
get it?
Oh, I
Yeah.
I see it, but yeah, you pull it up.
Yeah, I got it.
I'll handle Nightbot and you handle everything else. Yeah, Padawan to be
How much time do we
to
want
hand
on
me
this?
the
2
last
minutes?
race.
1 minute, 2 minutes.
Let's do 1 minute. 1 minute was
All
good
right.
last time.
1 minute. It is set.
Yes, seriously. That is exactly what happened.
Oh my gosh. That's what I do for work though. So that's
Yes. Master computer guy. All right. So we're going to do the first. And again, if you see your name pop up, Nightbot says you won, you didn't win the grand prize just yet. You are entered. You are one of 4 people entered into the grand prize. So let me get a banner going real quick. All right. Here's the first one, the first of 4 for this giveaway.
you're going to be runner number 1. Runner number 1.
All right.
You'll
And
be
this is
wearing
going to
green.
be as far as the people eligible for this giveaway. I don't think we have to do a keyword, but you do have to be active within the last 5 minutes. So if you haven't commented anything in the last 5 minutes in the chat, put something. Hello, coffee, poop, dog. I don't know. Just comment something in the chat just so Nightbot thinks you're here and active, because I know there's 27 of you guys, so hopefully all of you guys are here and eligible to win. So here we're going to do the first giveaway.
Runner number 1 wearing green is
Hold up.
all green. Green hair and
Where is
everything.
Hello, coffee, poop, dog.
That is exactly what you said.
That is so funny. That's awesome. Okay. So now that you guys have commented, again, this does not mean you won the giveaway. This means you're entered into the finale. You're
Literally, you're in the
run.
running.
All right. Here we go. Speaking of hello, coffee, poop, dog.
Jade Wall.
Jade Wall is runner number 1.
In the green. In the green.
Jade Wall is number 1. Let me put that in here real quick. All right, I'm putting these in here so you guys can know who is who. And again, that does not mean you won, but it does mean that you are entered into the finale. So there's one. Let's get another one.
This will be in red, the red outfit. Jade Wall, you're in green. This will be the red outfit. Runner number 2.
All right, let me reset. Make sure you guys are eligible. Reset and rolling. And the next eligible winner is JP. You are also in the finale
as the red runner.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going yellow next.
And the red runner is going to be, let me reset this.
All right, number 3, going to be in yellow.
I'm going to roll it. Alan Copeland.
Alan, yellow, lane 3.
If you guys don't know what we're doing, we are picking, and I don't know why my G key is spamming itself. We are picking the finalists for this giveaway, and I'm adding them in. The final one
in
let me reset
blue.
This.
Fourth, lane
all right,
4.
And fourth, lane 4. Here we go. That is going to be.
Is JP
Don.
still here? Is JP still here?
That is a good question. Is JP still here?
Dawn. Dawn's lane 4. We may have to replace lane 3, but Dawn is lane 4.
All right, so this is what I got so far. Let's see if you guys are Do you have to be present? Yes, you do. Oh, that's right. He just stopped by to leave a
Yeah,
like.
so we need new
Sorry.
lane 2, I
Got to
think.
be present to win. We do need a new lane 2. We'll give that just a second. Let me take him out. Yeah, JP, we do need a new lane 2.
Oh, wait,
Sorry,
he's still
buddy.
active in chat?
Is he?
Somebody,
Do we see him?
Dale saying JP's there?
I'm looking. I'll give him a few more minutes. A couple more seconds.
All right, we've got our runners on the line.
All right, I don't think he's still here. All right. Sorry, JP. All right, we're going to do one more.
Lane 2. In the
We're
red.
lane 2. All right. Dale Urban. You got that?
Dale is lane 2. In the red.
All right. I didn't worry about spelling. You guys know who you are. Those are our finalists for the giveaway.
All right. Jade,
And
Dale, Alan, and Dawn.
What you guys are going to be winning, I didn't even mention that, is not a mug. It's a sweatshirt.
Wait,
and
can
I don't
I
know
enter
why.
the race?
It does look like a nice sweatshirt. But you're going to get this, and I believe the back of it says, "May the stash be with you." And I think it also says it right there in the middle. I don't know why that's there. But that's what you guys are going to be giving. It is going to be given away to you. And I need to go to bed.
Yeah, this
All
is
right.
pretty cool. Pretty cool giveaway. Here we go.
All right, so bring up your thing. Share your screen.
All right, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Dun, dun, dun. Share screen. Here we go.
And hopefully you guys are
All right.
still here.
Let me know when you
Dave,
can see
Dale,
it.
Alan, and Dawn. Hopefully you guys are still here.
All right, let me know when you can see it.
I cannot see it. Are you sharing?
I'm sharing.
I can't see it.
Browser can't access your screen.
Oh,
Hold
is it
on.
your
Let
ad
me,
blocker?
let me. No.
And sir, you just need to let me have control of your screen
Present.
and
Share
type in
screen.
your bank account.
Share screen again. Can you see it?
I cannot. Should I try it on my end?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sharing.
Let's go.
It's saying browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if this continues. Okay. Put it
All
on
right.
this.
What was this called? Class timers?
Yeah.
All right. Classroom timers, fun timers, race timers,
There we go. How about that?
running timer.
Can you see it?
Oh, there you are. Yes, I do see it.
All right. Let me add one more thing. I figured that
Oh, it's
out.
gone.
No, I know. I took it down. Give me 1 second. And we're
Okay.
back. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Are we good?
Yes. I can't see
Sweet.
it.
You can't see it.
No,
Can
I
you see it
can't
now?
see it. You took it down.
Can you see it now?
No.
What? All right. Let's
All
try
right.
this one more time. Are we good? No.
Let's see.
How did it do that?
Numbers 4.
You had it.
All right, we'll do mine. Let me share mine.
All right.
Share screen. Chrome tab without audio. Race timers. Running. Is this it? Is this what I'm looking for?
It's thinking.
It's
Yes.
Thinking.
There
What's
you go.
thinking? Okay, so that's the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
Do I have it
I
set
can see
correct
it on the
for
delay.
1 minute?
So 1 minute and then hit set.
Okay.
That's it. 4 runners. Hit set.
Set. All right, are we ready? All right, so let me bring
I can't
up
see it on your
sure-
screen, by the way. I can see
You
it on the
can't see it?
YouTube stream offsite. But
Oh, okay. They see it.
Yep,
They
I
see
can
it.
see it on
All right. So
my other monitor.
number 1 is Jade Wall. 2 is Dale Erdman. 3, Alan Copeland. 4, Don Clatterman. I still don't know. But one of you guys is going to walk away with the hoodie. And again, thank you so much to everyone who has become a part of this community. 2,500 is a crazy number. And I appreciate all of you guys being a part of it. I think we're ready. If everyone in chat is ready, let's do it.
Let it fly.
There we go. All right, who is winning?
Wow. That's a pretty crazy lead. Never count out.
All
the
right,
person
3.
in the
Alan
back.
Copeland's in the lead. Alan Copeland is in the lead. And here we got Dale Erdman catching up at the halfway point. Dale is winning. Man, Don is not doing so good back there. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say.
Never count out the person in the back.
Ooh, Alan Copeland with a late sprint. Don catching up a little bit too. Jade is slipping to the back.
Coming to the
Might
finish
have to
line.
make a late push. Alan Copeland
Jade,
falls to the back as
Step
well.
on it, Jade.
Dale's losing
Uh-oh.
steam a little bit.
Alan. Oh, no, it's
Oh,
Don.
Jade with the late sprint.
It's-
It is
Dale
Erdman. Dale Erdman.
Dale,
Congratulations.
nice
You have
finish.
won the t-shirt. Very, very nice. Congratulations.
That was
Good
cool.
race. Good race.
That's so cool.
Good race. You have won the hoodie. Congratulations. Where are
blown
you
out.
at?
Yeah, if you didn't win that, you got blown out. So, got Alan.
Dale, where you
Don,
at?
and Jade.
He sees it. Is he still here? Yeah, congrats to Dale. Hopefully you're still here. Where are you at? Sorry about that. You got winded a little bit there. All right, Dale.
There we go.
Congratulations. Here's a sip for you. Congrats on wearing the hoodie. Hopefully that reaches you in time for Christmas, and you'll have that for the cold weather. So awesome. I'm happy with this subscriber stream. I'm happy with all the subscribers. Huzzah. Huzzah, good sir. Awesome. Well, congratulations. And again, to all the winners tonight, message me on Discord and give me your info, and I will social and bank account and that sort of stuff. I'll get those sent out.
All your PII.
And hopefully you guys will get those soon. Exactly. Well, any other closing thoughts on the Bad Batch as we're getting closer to season 2?
I have no closing thoughts. I'm excited to see what they offer me, and I'll just take what they give me. I think it'll be fun. Like I said at the beginning, I think it'll be a little bit more mature themed, in the fact that it's not just a cartoon. So
right,
I'm excited for that aspect of it. A little more storytelling and not just cartoon action.
Yeah. Well, we can hope that they took the criticisms against season 1, like, oh, this was a filler episode. All they did was crash and leave. And especially with the finale, because that was a whole mess by itself. So hopefully they take that and use that to build up the story for this season 2. And I do think it will be a lot more serious and consequential. And I do think it'll have an important role to play in the overall story. And even if it doesn't really have that much importance, I do hope that it gives us a lot of details on what the Empire is up to at this time and how it makes that transition. So hopefully you guys all enjoy the stream tonight. Congrats to all the winners. And again, just thank you so much for all of you guys wanting to be a part of this community, because at the end of all of it, I'm just a guy that likes this fictional universe that doesn't even exist, but we like to talk about it. And I'm glad you guys wanted to join me on this journey. So hopefully we'll hit 5,000 soon, 10,000, 50,000. I don't really know what the limit will be. Obviously there's other channels with millions of subscribers. I don't know that that is super attainable, but at least the community that we have right now is very important. I'm glad that you guys are all part of it, because again, you guys in the comment section, everything we have in Discord is just great conversation. Just like how it's supposed to be with nerds. You guys just meet up and talk about nerd things. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Father Time as well. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me on. It was
usual.
great. The races were wonderful.
The races were wonderful. Well, everyone in here, I really appreciate you guys. If you've been here from the very beginning of the stream, I really appreciate your time. May the stash be with you, and I will see you wherever I happen to see you in the galaxy.